Hi, welcome to our channel. In today's video, Emily will share her airport journey from boarding to landing. Listen carefully for sentence structure, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm at the airport for my flight number 123. Let me tell you about my journey so far. Good morning, ma'am. May I see your passport and flight confirmation, please? The agent asked. Sure, here you go, I replied, handing over my documents. Thank you. Do you have any checked luggage today? He inquired. Yes, just one suitcase, I answered. He weighed my bag and attached a baggage tag before handing me my boarding pass. You're all set, Emily. Your flight boards at gate 12. Have a great trip, she said. Thank you, I said, feeling excited. Next, I made my way to the security checkpoint. The line was long, but it moved quickly. When it was my turn, the security officer gestured towards the conveyor belt. I followed her directions, placing my bag and shoes in the bin. After walking through the metal detector, without any beeps, I collected my belongings and continued to the gate. At gate 12, I found a seat and waited for boarding to begin. Soon, an announcement came over the PA system. Attention passengers of Flight 123, we will now begin boarding. Please have your boarding pass and ID ready, the gate agent announced. I joined the line, and when I reached the front, I handed over my boarding pass. Thank you, Emily. Enjoy your flight, the gate agent said, scanning my pass. Thanks, I replied, heading down the jetway. I found my seat, a window seat, and settled in. The flight attendant walked by, checking seat belts. Good afternoon, miss. Please fasten your seat belt as we prepare for takeoff, she said. Sure, I responded, buckling up. As the plane taxied and then lifted off the ground, I felt a mix of excitement and nerves. Once we reached cruising altitude, the flight attendants began the in-flight service. Would you like a beverage, miss? One of them asked. Yes, a water please, I replied. The rest of the flight was smooth. I watched a movie and enjoyed the view from my window. When we landed, the pilot's voice came over the intercom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our destination. Please remain seated until the seat belt sign is turned off, he announced. I waited patiently, and soon it was time to disembark. As I left the plane, the flight attendants bid us farewell. Thank you for flying with us. Have a great day, they said. Thanks, you too, I replied. I made my way to baggage claim and spotted my suitcase quickly. As I exited the airport, I felt a sense of accomplishment. Wow, what a journey, I thought to myself. From check-in to landing, it all went so smoothly. So, that's my airport adventure. Thanks for listening. Safe travels on your own journeys. Flight means a journey made by air, especially in an airplane. Example, my flight to New York was delayed by 2 hours. Check-in counter means the place at an airport where you show your ticket and check in your luggage. Example, I arrived at the check-in counter an hour before my flight. Passport means an official document issued by a government, certifying the holder's identity and citizenship. Example, don't forget to bring your passport when you travel internationally. Flight confirmation means a document or email that confirms a reservation for a flight. Example, I received my flight confirmation via email shortly after booking. Checked luggage means luggage that is given to the airline to be stored in the cargo hold during the flight. Example, my checked luggage was too heavy, so I had to pay an extra fee. Baggage tag means a label attached to checked luggage for identification purposes. Example, the airline attached a baggage tag to my suitcase at the check-in counter. Boarding pass means a document provided by an airline during check-in, giving a passenger permission to enter the restricted area of an airport and board the airplane for a particular flight. Example, I showed my boarding pass to the gate agent before boarding the plane. Gate means the area at an airport where passengers gather to board their flight. Example, my flight boards at gate 12, which is at the end of the terminal. Security checkpoint means the area in an airport where passengers are screened for security purposes. Example, I had to remove my shoes and jacket at the security checkpoint. Security officer means a person who enforces security regulations and procedures at the airport. Example, the security officer asked me to step aside for a random check. Conveyor belt means a moving belt that transports luggage and items through a security screening area. Example, I place my carry-on items on the conveyor belt for scanning. Carry-on items means luggage that a passenger can carry onto the airplane and keep in the cabin. Example, my carry-on items included a backpack and a small suitcase. Metal detector means a device that detects metal objects, used for security screening. Example, I walked through the metal detector without setting off the alarm. Boarding means the process of getting on an airplane. Example, boarding started 30 minutes before the flight's departure. ID means identification, such as a driver's license or passport. Example, I had to show my ID along with my boarding pass. Gate agent means an airline employee who manages the boarding process and assists passengers at the gate. Example, the gate agent announced that boarding would begin shortly. Jetway means a movable bridge that connects the terminal to the airplane. Example, I walked down the jetway to board the plane. Flight attendant means an airline employee who assists passengers during the flight. Example, the flight attendant demonstrated how to use the seat belt. Seat belt means a belt used to secure passengers in their seats on an airplane. Example, please fasten your seat belt for takeoff and landing. Takeoff means the moment when an airplane leaves the ground and begins to fly. Example, the takeoff was smooth and we quickly reached cruising altitude. Cruising altitude means the altitude at which an airplane flies during the main part of its flight. Example, the pilot announced that we had reached our cruising altitude. In-flight service means the services provided to passengers during a flight, such as food and beverages. Example, the in-flight service included a meal and drinks. Landing means the moment when an airplane touches down on the ground at the end of a flight. Example, the landing was bumpy due to the strong winds. Disembark means to leave an airplane after a flight. Example, we waited for the seat belt sign to turn off before disembarking. Baggage claim means the area in an airport where passengers collect their checked luggage. Example, I found my suitcase quickly at the baggage claim.